if we have a bunch of endpoints and if you want to see what each endpoints do, it become a quite cumbersome task. So here is an NLP way of querying your Swagger document. It would not will only just facilitate the devs, it would help program managers or the product owners to understand what level of flexibility or the functionality is being in the system. So let's see a quick demo. So for this, I have created a application in Spring Boot. This application is a simple employee management system wherein you will see a controller, and this controller would comprise of all the endpoints around creating or maintaining the employees data. The employee data comprises of employee metadata like name, and first name, last name, and I've created one more entity called department just to see a level of segregation how we can query it. So in a nutshell, we have two tables, department and employee. So let's quickly restart the server and create those. So I'm using MySQL under the Docker. So from Docker we can simply go to the MySQL SSH and just see if we are having all the table in place. Select star from employees. Okay, and second table is department, right? Department. Okay, so we have an empty set for it. Let's go, and I have created a time leaf. Okay, so let's create some data. So Pushkar, uh, Google, Pushkar at the rate google.com, department, let's say Google. Okay, or maybe Google dev team. Okay, let's create one more. Pushkar, Google PM, Pushkar at the rate PM hyphen google.com. Let's say it's a program manager department. Okay, now let's go to maybe product side, product. So Pushkar at the rate product hyphen google.com, department is product. Okay, so let's say we have three departments for three different users. Okay, let's see if we have all the data in place. Select star from department. Yes, we have. Let's say okay, from employees. Okay, we have all the data, right? Okay, let's go and see what my agent is doing. So this is the main file. I'll come to this human readable format later, but let's see what is happening in the main method. So we have the Swagger URL. So all the endpoints that are for the Swagger should be with us, so we can hit v3 API docs. So the same URL I'm using. So if you see, it would give you not just the endpoint but a quick summary of the endpoint. Our NLP model is going to check around those summaries, try to figure out what endpoints can serve this purpose, and based on that it's going to provide you the result. Okay, so let's go back. So here is the Swagger base URL. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll first simply query, hit the Swagger parser. Here we have the method to fetch the response from the Open API endpoint, and it's going to give me the paths and the endpoint summary. Okay, coming back to the main.py again. Now we have all the parsed response and the summary from the endpoint, and based on that, I have printed also. So if you see, we have in few of the tests run, we can see all the details of the endpoint is printed. Okay, so now we have created an NLP engine with this summary. So what it is going to see, let's see. So we have given a prompt. You are an intelligent API agent. Your task is to map user queries to appropriate API calls from the list of available endpoints. And what we have done, we have shared the endpoint summary to the prompt, and we have given a response structure to it so it can easily able to understand the endpoint summary. Based on this, it is going to create the model and the specific message that is going to hit that is being used to retrieve the response. And based on that, we get the complete response, and from the choices object we fetch the reply. This reply is actually the endpoint response that is being passed from the model. Now our response is sorted, our agent is able to invoke the endpoint, and based on the response it sees, it return the complete JSON. But the JSON is not we need. What we need is an exact output that we want to retrieve from the JSON, right? So for that we have written a method. So the response we have shared to this method, and what is my query, my actual query, and the response being passed to this. And again we have given a prompt like generate a natural human readable response that extract only the relevant information from the API based on the details I've shared, the query and the response, right? So I'll simply go python 3 main.py. So I've printed all the endpoints, so these are all the list of endpoints. So I'll first say get me all the departments. So if you see, it went to Swagger, it fetched slash department is the endpoint. Now it goes to the human readable method, and it's able to extract like Google Dev, PM, and product are the available departments. So now get me all the emails for the employees, right? So it is able to see that slash employees is the endpoint, here the email, right? So this can be a very helpful use case if it's being scaled. So we can incorporate lots of mini swaggers endpoint feed into our agent, and it's able to process these and is able to provide you details in real time, right? So no more dashboard or no more relying on any dev team to get this data out. Hope this helps you. Thanks.